All right, you guys, happy Sunday, February 24th. We're getting close to the end of the month, which is so exciting. If you guys, I think everybody on here, at least everybody who's on here live, you guys have been through a close day before. I like to focus on close week so that close day doesn't feel so insane, but it always ends up being just as crazy, even if I plan ahead. So, happy close week. It is an awesome time in our business. It just feels like all of the loose ends of things that people we've been talking to, maybe all month, maybe for more than 1 month, it's like coming to this point where we actually have a reason to follow up with them. And it just happens to be how the business works. Every month, people are non-committal until it gets down to the wire. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about close week because it is relevant. And I don't have a ton of announcements, I don't think. So I'm just going to jump right into it. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts. Oh, one announcement. I'm sorry before I do this. You guys might know that Ellie was supposed to be on tonight, and she was going to be sharing about social media. And unfortunately, she is really, really sick. And so she is going to reschedule for next week, and she is not even going to be on tonight. She texted me that she was already in bed because she is so sick, and that was like a half hour ago. So you guys can be praying for Ellie. She gets better. I know that she only has a few weeks left of her clinical rotation that she's at. So, yeah, next week you will hear from Ellie talking about social media and sponsoring. So then you'll get a little break from me. But tonight I am going to talk about some stuff that I've been learning about and just pour into you guys with that because it has been really eye-opening to me this week. So I have been listening to a lot of podcasts this week, Goal for Gold trainings. If you guys aren't following ENVP Donna Johnson's Goal for Gold on SoundCloud, you guys should go do that. There's a new call every single Saturday morning. If you can't listen to it live, I never do. I always listen to it Monday mornings. But this week I was in the car a lot, and so I had some time to go back in history and listen to some of the hundreds and hundreds of calls that happened before I joined the business. So I'm just going to share some stuff relevant to this week with you guys. The biggest thing that has been on my heart lately is that hope is not a strategy. And that is something that Rachel Hollis always says, and she stole it from somebody else, and I can't remember who she stole it from. But she admittedly says that she took it from this person. But hope is not a strategy. So hoping that something will happen, hoping that people will just decide to join your business, hoping that you will gain momentum, hoping that you will wake up tomorrow feeling motivated is not an adequate strategy to get you where you are going, to get you to your goals. And so that being said, I want to ask you guys, and you don't have to answer, this is more rhetorical, you guys can be thinking about this. So if you've been on our website, we have this website section called Eye on Arbonne, and it is hundreds and hundreds of success stories of people who have built amazing, incredible, successful Arbonne businesses. And they are people from all different backgrounds, stories, men, women, from all of the 7 countries that we're currently in. And they are all talking about how they got to where they are. So we see success there. And then you guys also see in our broader groups that we have successful people leading our uplines. And we know that it is possible, right? Excuse me. We see it over and over again that this business on social media, we see all these girls who seem really young, being really successful in the business. And so my point being, we see that there is success and that it is possible, but what we don't do, at least like for myself, as I was thinking about this week, is we don't believe that it is true for us. And that is totally going to take your business out of the game. And for a long time, I thought that I believed that it was possible for me until I was listening to a podcast where they talked about that. And I was like, you know what? I am hoping that it's possible for me. I'm not believing it. And so I want to tell you guys, in the last week, I have changed my mindset. And I am truly believing, and I'm seeing the vision so clearly that this is possible for me. And not only is it possible, but it's happening. I am going to be a regional vice president this year, if not far surpass that. And what that means for you guys is that your businesses are completely exploding too. So if that's going to be true for me, that means that each one of you is building a successful business as well, that you're going not only to district, but through district to area, from area to region yourself. So I just want you guys to believe that success is possible for you. And one of the biggest reasons that we don't believe that success is true for us is because we let doubts and fears creep in. I talked a lot about this when I was going through Jerry's training that he did here in Minnesota a few weeks ago, and you guys can go back and watch each of those because they're it's pretty good information, honestly. But I'm going to talk about fears again tonight, and not to be redundant, but this is what we are dealing with every single day, and what is going to keep us from believing that we can be successful, believing that we are going to be successful, and believing in ourselves for this business. And so, I just listened to a Go for Gold by Lisa Voorhees, and she is an executive national vice president, and she just talked all about fearless leadership and what happens when we let our fears in. And so I'm going to read you guys just a couple of her like tagline one-liners that were really good. Ultimately, her charge to me, is to fire your fears. So she said, show up expecting God to do amazing things because he never leaves us wanting. And so she says, doubt will take you out faster than anything. And then she takes it a little bit, a twist on it, and says, what do you want to pass on to people? What do you want people to remember you for? And also, if you aren't firing your fears and you are living in that fear and that doubt, and you are not going for your goals and going for your dreams, what are you missing out on? And kind of asking yourself that question and really focusing on like, what blessings could I be missing out on because I didn't take action and I just was living in that place of hoping that someday maybe I will become a regional vice president, hoping that someday maybe I'll get to area manager and I'll have that true feeling of this is going to happen for me. That is going to, like I've said a couple times, that is just going to kill and destroy inside your mind. So what I want you guys to do is believe that this is happening. I want you guys to tell yourself this is happening. And not just as soon as you can't just be in this mindset of, well, once I get to district manager, then I'll believe it. Or, well, once I get to area manager, then I'll believe it. Because otherwise, you're just going to be stuck waiting for those things to happen. But if you're not active in them, they're not going to happen. So I wanted to read, she had a couple other things that she said that were really good. Fear makes us skeptical. It keeps us selfish and self-focused. Whereas in this in this business, we are here to love and to serve people. We believe that we have, yes, Carrie, totally. So we believe that the business that we have, as we've seen it happen, like I said, over and over again, that there is success here, that there is potential for complete and utter life change for people. And it would be so self-centered of us to let our fears dictate who that success is for and who it is not. And so she gives an example of a woman that she was too afraid to talk to about Arbonne, and who she ended up signing up as a consultant so that this woman could get discounts and sell things from her private practice that she was in, without telling her that it was network marketing. And she became a district manager not knowing about Arbonne being a network marketing company. She just thought that this woman was a sales rep and wanted her to sell some of her products at her place of work. And it wasn't until she got an Eye on Arbonne success story in the mail, when she got her congratulatory letter saying congrats on being a district manager, that she was like, wait, what is this? And then she also received a check for the sales that she had done. And she went to her friend, and her friend was so, she decided at that moment that she would never, ever again keep it from somebody who she thought didn't need it. Because she thought this woman, if someone was a doctor, and she thought, this woman doesn't need Arbonne. But it turns out this woman had been praying for something that would be able to allow her to stay home from work one day a week to be with her kids. And that was Arbonne. And now she also has a really successful Arbonne business. So don't let your fears dictate who you do and do not share this with, because it is so loving to share it with people. And regardless of their reaction, like maybe they won't want to do it. Maybe they won't want to join your team. Maybe they won't be interested in products, but the most loving thing that you can do is at least offer to share it with them. So she talks about, let's see what else. What ifs and fears. Your fears turn into what ifs. So what if I had done this? What if I had done that? And then those what ifs turn into if onlys. So if only I had talked to this person earlier, then their life would have been changed earlier, and I would have achieved my goal of financial freedom. I would have paid off my debt. If only I would have done this sooner, so that I could have done this for my family, done this for my student loans, my whatever it may be that your goal is, that you're working toward. Don't let your fears turn into what ifs, and those what ifs turn into if onlys. She says, perfect love drives out fear. So as we are putting ourselves in the posturing of loving others through our businesses, we are going to drive out that fear. Because if we're truly thinking about this business and what it can offer to people, then we are going to be overcome with that vision and that love that we have for the person, enough to share it with them so that they have the option of saying yes or saying no. And I think I might have even said this last week, but if you guys are getting to a point where you feel stuck in your business and you feel like, gosh, I'm talking to these people, they're not responding, or they're not giving me the response I want, or they're beating around the bush, or whatever it is, it's likely that you're talking to too few people. You're spending too much time talking to too few people. So start to broaden and start talking to more people. Being in that activity in general is a good idea, but when you zone in on, let's say like you had it in your head that this one person would be amazing at the business, and so you've been spending all of your time talking to that one person might say no at the end of it, and then you're left with a whole month of spending all of your time on one person rather than talking to 30 people for the month, one new person every day. And yeah, obviously you're going to be doing follow-up conversations with whomever you're starting conversations with, but just trying to give you a picture of what that difference can look like for your business. So just a couple practical things, she said. One thing is to accept your fear as the price of progress. So if we're going to move forward, we're going to have to accept the fact that we are going to be afraid to do things. And we're going to do them anyway. Every Ion Arbonne that I've read so far has said something along the lines of, I was really scared, but I learned to go after my goals anyway and face fear and get out of my comfort zone. And once I got out of my comfort zone, that became my new comfort zone. And so that is a learned discipline. And as you do it more, it will feel more comfortable, but those fears will never go away. We're never going to stop being afraid of things, but we are going to overcome our fears by going scared, doing it anyway. The next thing she says is develop a burning desire that will overcome your fears. So like I was saying before, like what will you miss out on if you don't? Don't leave anything on the table. And this I'm going to talk about a little bit at the end of this call, because we have 4 huge days: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Every single one of those days has 24 hours. And yes, I understand you are sleeping for some of them. For sure, get some sleep. But even if you think, let's say you're sleeping for, 9 of them, every single one of those days then has 15 hours in it still that you guys have to completely take advantage of. And maybe then you say to me, well, Emily, I'm working full time. Yeah, absolutely. Totally. Throughout that day, I bet you have 15 minutes. I bet you have more than one chunk of 15 minutes. Even while you're going to the bathroom, you have 5 minutes. That's plenty of time to send a text. And so I just want to give you guys that picture of 4 days is actually a really long time. And like I said, I'm going to come back to this in a minute. Third thing she said is focus on what you can control. So you can control your attitude. You can control your actions. You can control how your mindset is. You can control how you are posturing yourself towards others. You can't control other people's actions. You cannot control other people's reactions, but you can control your business in the way that you are acting, the way that your mindset is set, and the way that you are posturing yourself to serve others. Next thing, stop listening to yourself and start talking to yourself. How many times do we get so in our head and we are telling ourselves these horrible things about ourselves that are not true, or we're listening to this inner critic of, you're not good enough, this isn't actually for you, you made a mistake, you just ruined a friendship, I can't believe that you even thought that person would ever like this. No, none of those things are true. And so stop listening to yourself, start talking to yourself. And so I've talked about this, I think, every single week on these calls, is daily affirmations, things that are true of you. Speak them over yourself out loud if you have to. If you need to read them because you don't want to speak them out loud, I mean, the power of words and hearing them is really powerful, but at least be training yourself to believe what is true of you. And it is that each one of you is capable of doing this business and being successful. You are capable of attracting new business builders. You are capable of asking people to take a look at this business. You are capable of asking people to host an event for you. You are capable of asking people to sit down with you to hear more. You are capable of asking people to sit down with you just so that you can practice talking about it. That's what I did with my dear friend Carrie, who's on this call. I was just practicing talking about Arbonne, and now she's here, and because she's here, Lila's here, and because Lila is here, Alicia is here, And that all started with me saying, hey, I joined this business and I want to be able to practice talking about it. Would you be willing to listen to me? So you guys are capable. Last thing, take actions toward what you're afraid of. So I will give an example of, I'm afraid of people at my old job. So if you don't know, I'm home with my daughter, but I had a job that I worked at for almost 3 years. And I loved the people there. I have a lot of respect for them. I loved my community of, like, my management staff was really awesome. And I am so afraid that if I talk to one of them, that they're going to be like, well, guess what Emily said to me? And they're going to spread it around the whole management team. And then they're all going to talk about me and badmouth me. And I am going to feel really bad about myself. But I, last week, got over myself and was like, okay, fine. I am going to message one person, one from this management team. And it's a clinic system. So there are like 15 clinics now. And so I messaged this girl who is super motivated and she's always been so driven. She's a single mom. She's incredible. And I've been terrified to talk to her. And I spent a week not talking to her. I told Hannah, my sponsor, you guys know who Hannah is, told her on Monday that I was going to talk to this girl. I did not talk to her until Friday. I finally sent her a message and asked if she'd be willing to take a look at the business. And I got a resounding yes from her. And I was like, ah! And I know I talked about this last week of like, don't be dumb. But I just want you guys to like see that taking steps towards your fears is going to help you to get in front of them and get out of your comfort zone more. So choose faith over fear. Go for it. Build self-respect by keeping your word to yourself. And this brings me to my last point. I want you guys to look at your goals that you wrote at the beginning of February. What was your goal? Was your goal to go into qualification for the next level? Was your goal to finish qualification to promote to that level? Was your goal to bonus? How are you guys doing? And I want you to know there are 4 days left and there's plenty of time to go for those goals. I'm going to be totally full disclosure here. My goal is to become an area manager this month. There are 4 days left. I am 7,000 QV on my success line away from being an area manager. And I am telling you guys this because I'm going to go for it. I'm going for it this week. And even if, it's scary, even if I get to Thursday and it's close night and I get to the end of the day and it's midnight and I am still 3,000 QV away and I did not make my goal, you know what? I will know that I left everything on the table. I went for it and I can have so much self-respect for myself for going for that goal. I will not have let myself down. I will not have left myself feeling like, oh, I should have done this and this and this. No, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for it. And so I want to charge you guys to go for it too. So that I want to tell you guys about because this has been my story before. When I was going for district manager, it was literally the same amount of days. So this was a Monday night to a Friday, and instead of a Sunday night to a Thursday. On Monday night, I got home from an event where I thought that for some reason I had in my head that this was going to be an amazing event and that I was going to minimally sell 1,000 QV worth of products. I sold 0 QV of products at that event. And I got home and I told Zach, I'm not going to make district manager. I was 2,500 away. It was myself and I was a team of 2. It was me and my sister Maggie was on my team at that point. And I told him, I was like, there's no way it's happening. And I got a call from Hannah asking how I thought my event went. She had been at it and I was like, I feel really like there's no way that this is happening. And she was like, no, this is happening for you. I believe it. I believe in you. And she said, borrow my belief. And so I want each one of you guys, as you're listening to this, to borrow my belief because I believe that this is happening. I believe that you guys are going to earn your bonus if that was your goal, qualify for that level if that was your goal, and promote to that level if that was your goal. I want you guys to hear me, that I believe that it is possible, because from that Monday night when I got home, and it was like 10 p.m. and I was like, this is not happening, to Friday night, I promoted to district manager because I had borrowed that belief from Hannah, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go for it. And I went for it, and God showed up in so many ways. But also, I wasn't just hoping that it was going to happen. I was active in that, and I went for it. And so that is what I want to leave you guys with, is to go for it. So what does your calendar look like this week? What can you add to your calendar within the next 4 days that can help you achieve your goal? Here's what I'm doing. We have a new teammate. Her name is Gina, and this was already on the book. So I have something on Thursday or on Tuesday already, but I don't have anything on Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday night. And so I was like, I guess I'll just text some people and see if they'd be interested in a healthy happy hour, because I can do that again. I can do another one of those. And so I think I'm going to do Wednesday night. I'm inviting people via text message or personal message on Facebook to join me to hear more about our healthy living program. Can you guys do something like that? You guys are welcome to join mine also, by the way. I think it's going to be Wednesday. But do you guys have the capacity to meet one-on-one with somebody? Do you guys have the capacity to get an event scheduled? Reach out to somebody to host on Thursday night. That's 4 days is like plenty of time to get people in person. Do you guys have time to sit down and make a list of 30 people that you believe that this 30 Days to Healthy Living program would benefit? Because honestly, that will probably take you 10 minutes. I know that there are people in my head right now. If I sat down and made a list of 30 people for the 30-day program, I would be able to do it so easily. And I mean, obviously, don't just think about people who struggle with their weight. You're thinking about broadly people who want to get healthier, and lovingly telling them, hey, like you've been on this journey toward healthy living, and really focusing on what you're putting in your body and on your body, and you wanted to share it with them because there's this amazing program that we have that can help teach people how to be healthier from the inside out. And you can share testimonies, either your own or other people's who have been really public about them, because this program does work. So that's my charge for you guys. Don't be a next monther. Don't get in this mindset of, it's 4 days to close. It's not happening for me this month. I'll just wait till next month. Don't do that to yourself. Don't leave things on the table where you will get to Thursday night and feel like, gosh, I wish I had just gone for it in the last 4 days. I wish that I had just reached out to this person. Because you might get to next month and reach out to a person who you thought of right now on this call, and they might be like, oh, I'd love to hear more about that. I'd love to join your team. I'd love to get on a DA. I'd love to try the 30-day healthy living program. And you'll kick yourself and be like, gosh, I should have asked them last month because I would have maybe made my goal then. So you guys, I hope that some of you guys who are in the Accelerate to Area group are jumping on that call tonight. I know it's going to be amazing. Again, it's Hope Baker. If you guys aren't in the Accelerate to Area group, I love to get you added. So if you are making this goal of building this business, Accelerate to Area, you do not have to be at a certain level. You can be a brand new independent consultant who is wanting to build their business, and you are going to get to district as on your way to area. Obviously, that is how it has to happen. So I hope that you guys have an amazing night. I'm super excited for these next 4 days. I totally believe in you guys. We are doing this. We are going to be in area this week. And after that, I'm going for a region, which means that a bunch of you guys are going to be areas as well. And with me being area, that also means that some of you guys are promoting to district manager this week. So let's go. I'm so excited for you guys. I love being a part of this business. I love seeing you guys go for your goals and succeed. I love having our sidelines encouraging us yeah, I am so excited that you guys have all joined this team, and I'm excited to see you guys continue to succeed. So love you. Have a great night, and I will talk to you soon.